guys? You are at the Bears for Fitness YouTube channel once again, and I'm going to show you another meal example here. This is a more typical meal example of something you see in other people's diets, and the closer I get to my competition, this is a meal example for my pre-contest competition, but you can kind of manipulate the macros for however you would like, so it really doesn't matter as far as my personal goals. But I am about 17 and a half weeks out right now, so my meals are becoming a little more strict as far as eating the same foods every day. Again, you don't have to do that. I just find it kind of easier. So I typically have, the first couple of meals are pretty similar. I may substitute some things in, fitting everything in my macros, of course. And then at night I usually have more of my cheat foods or my foods that may not be so high in micronutrients and such. But today I'm just going to show you a pretty simple meal that I make in just my 1 hour lunch break. So it's definitely not going to take a long time if you're kind of in a hurry, but you have a little bit of time, more than like just chugging a shake or something. So I'm going to show you what I'm making for lunch nowadays. And it's pretty simple. It's just one of my carb source changes. I usually do like a spinach or sweet potato, mixed vegetables, something like that. I usually just try to get some vegetable in on top of this little burrito I'm going to show you, but it's pretty simple. It's about 7 ounces of boneless, skinless chicken breast. That should be able to fit in your tortilla depending on how big it is. My specific tortilla here is just a 100-calorie Smart and Delicious tortilla, and there's actually 8 grams of fiber in these too, so it's another good way to hit your fiber intake. I recommend around 30 grams, 30 to 35 grams usually what I hit, so make sure you count fiber as well and with your other macronutrients. But what I'll do is I'll actually throw some fat-free cheese on this tortilla, also in with the 7 ounces of chicken breast, and then put some hot sauce on there. So I'll show you guys what that's looking like. Guys, so I'm back here, and I thought I'd be able to show you just some of the seasonings that I use for my chicken. Again, seasoning's really subjective to person, so this might just a magical seasoning that's gonna do anything for you. But these are what I like to put on chicken and some other things. But it's pretty. I mix it up, so I don't. I'm eating chicken a lot, so mixing up the seasonings and stuff like that can kind of help as far as not becoming accustomed to the taste and make it a little more bearable. I used to actually kind of cook in bulk my chicken, like a lot of other people do, and just kind of microwave it. I got so tired of chicken that way, and I felt if I actually went back to just cooking it, I guess, more fresh instead of having it out of the microwave, it does taste a lot better in my opinion. Again, I know some people are even a lot busier than I am, so they don't have a ton of time to even do something like this for their lunch or something, so it's easier for them. But again, I just find the taste is a little bit better. So what I'm putting on here are just 3 seasonings. The first one is just the original Lawry's seasoned salt. I like this. I put this on pretty much all the meat that I eat. I put it on fish, steak, ground beef, chicken, not tuna, but pretty much everything. And then the other thing, I just got this like a week ago, a few days ago. It's just Mesquite Grill Mates. Again, this is just a blend of spices, chili pepper, salt, red bell peppers. It's kind of spicy, so I like it a little bit for that. And then again, just some Miss Dash. Everyone kind of knows about Miss Dash now. You shouldn't really fear sodium. I'll probably end up putting a video up in detail about sodium and blood pressure and things like that. But just make sure you're eating, you're not going crazy overboard with sodium. So having something like a Miss Dash, again, with their sodium and my other seasoning, so having something like that can help a little bit. But again, make sure you're also eating a lot of potassium. It's kind of more the balance of the two that can really have an effect on most people. But again, I'll probably have a video up on that some other time. But I think Miss Dash actually puts out some good tasting seasonings as well. So even if they weren't kind of salt-free, and they're relatively cheap, so even if they weren't salt-free, I would still I'd probably use them anyways because the taste is good, right? So I got this cooking up. I'll show you guys a little bit. Hopefully you guys can see that. Nothing special, of course, but just 7 ounces of chicken. I usually just cut it up with some cooking scissors or something like that. just so it tastes a little bit better, and I can also fit it my tortilla if you guys see that. So I'll put the cheese on there and then kind of show you guys the end product and also the hot sauce. Alright guys, we're back now. I don't think you can see my scale and whatnot, but I am just weighing out this cheese. I need 28 grams of this. I'm not sure if I'll even have 28 grams, but it's in my diet to have 28 grams, so I could just kind of adjust that if there's not enough. But I really do recommend this cheese. I actually filmed a video about some just random foods that I bought at the supermarket, but I haven't put it up yet. I'm not sure if I will. I only got half a serving, which is fine. But this is Kraft fat-free cheddar cheese. At first I kind of was like, oh, it's fat-free, it's probably going to be horrible or whatever. But it actually tastes relatively good. Of course, it's not as good as the cheese that has like 8 grams of fat per serving. But you know, when you're pretty low in fat, I'm around like 55 grams of fat right now. It definitely helps, you know, because I throw cheese on pasta, and with this wrap and my eggs, I can pretty much throw cheese on anything because there's no fat, minimal carbs, I believe. It's 2 carbohydrates, and also you're getting some protein in there. So I really do recommend the fat-free cheese if you're looking for a way to save calories, especially from fat, and you're also trying to, of course, eat foods that are tasting good. So I'll warm this up real quick, show you guys my hot sauce, and we'll get up here, guys. I just melted the, I just put the tortilla in the microwave for like a minute or so. Make sure you wash your dishes after you use them. It's the most anabolic thing that you can do. Okay, so this is probably a little too much chicken. I don't know if you can see this, but it's quite a bit of chicken in here. So maybe next time I'll have about 6 ounces. The other day I did 8, and then I couldn't fit it all in there, so I just put some off in a bowl and just ate that. So I might have to do that a little bit here, but so I'd probably recommend about 6 ounces if you have the specific tortilla that I talked about. And it's a pretty large tortilla, so just, you know, adjust with how big or small your tortilla is. You can probably figure that out. This is just the hot sauce that I put on there. Again, nothing special about it. I just use it for taste. I think it's called Cholula, something like that. Anyway, it's really good. I know everyone kind of has their specific hot sauce that they like. Again, hot sauce is I usually use like barbecue sauce or something like that. I could probably still fit that into my diet if I really wanted to, but it's easy because there's a little bit of sugar in barbecue sauce, so it saves some carbohydrates as well. So that's just it for the wrap. If you guys can see that, so let's wrap that up, and that's it. You can also throw like some spinach in there. Also, if you needed some serving of vegetables, I've done that in the past. And also with this meal, if you guys can see that, these are sweet potato tots. I highly recommend these. I mean, they're frozen, and there's a little bit of fat because they're fried, but they are just sweet potato tots. You can get these in like fries and stuff like that as well. They're super convenient. I pretty much do that with all of my vegetables. I usually just buy like larger bags of frozen vegetables. I'll usually do like a serving and a half or 2 of those at meals and whatnot. Just because it's a lot easier to do that. You can buy fresh, and if you'd like to, but for me it's just easier to buy frozen. There's nothing wrong with microwaves as far as killing nutrients and stuff like that. And the sweet potato tots taste amazing, so I recommend checking those out. So that's it, guys. The chicken burrito with the fat-free cheese is something I really wanted to point out on this video. I'll probably have the macros linked up somewhere below, bottom, something like that. Again, with the hot sauce, again, saving some calories if you use something else. Of course, the chicken is high in protein, low in fat, low in carbohydrate. And you're also getting a serving of vegetables with the sweet potato. Actually, I have 2 servings in there, so it's moderately high in fat. And then I just have a diet soda here. Look at my video on aspartame. Came out a few days ago, I believe. So that's the video, guys. Again, 17 and a half weeks out from the Natural Kansas City Classic. Thank you always for the support. I'll have more good stuff coming soon. I hope you guys are working hard.